Hello, I'm just doing my second part to this just talking about this guy being behind Are We Dating the Same Guy, and kind of how I found out and not really realizing it up until recently. Like I mentioned, the whole realizing that nobody was commenting on my post at all, and it was posted for days, and it was a topic that would have gained a lot of attention from people. I know that for sure. I know if I didn't go through a stalking case and someone posted what I posted, I would have engaged in it, even if I didn't know the guy or anything. That's just what the type of group that's just how it was. And then after finding out he was behind other Facebook group admins and realizing that comments and posts can be hidden and, we won't know and we'll be able to view it. Same with our friends. Obviously my friends could see it. They already knew everything, but yeah, I didn't really realize up until recently. So I'm just kind of stripping through, reasons why this guy is behind that. I don't think it's just to close in on me. I did join the group, but I think he was just trying to gather as many women as he could and figure out who's in a relationship, who's not in a relationship. I did describe that, he also uses it as a way to, find out which bad men, so he knows which ones he shouldn't catfish women through. And I don't know if his ultimate goal is to do that because he's going to hope that he's going to pull it off one day, like catfish me through a man's account or like a woman's account and, succeed as to what he's really wanting to do. And that's why I say it's almost like a dead horse, because I'm not going to be interacting with no fucking random account. Like, I know way too much, and that's why I talk about the dementia thing, because like he must convince himself that like he's gonna pull it off, that I'm just gonna like dumb down and do exactly what I used to do, which would engage with people. But I'm just going to kind of jump to a random little topic. My friend who I caught behind the Snapchat account that wasn't actually my friend, she was talking about this guy that she was seeing, that she posted on Are We Dating the Same Guy in Edmonton, and drama happened, and I guess she found out something. And this was when I wasn't really sure. Like I said, I didn't really conversate with her tons. It was just kind of here and there. Sometimes it was daily, but it wasn't really a whole lot. It was just little things here and there. But I remember telling her, I said, dude, this guy is behind Are We Dating the Same Guy? And he's behind the Facebook group admins in Edmonton. And I said, he's most likely behind the one in Edmonton. And I remember she got mad. I remember she'd be like, nah, she didn't even want to hear about it. And like, that's what I'm saying, is completely out of character. Now, I haven't interacted like closely with this person in a long time, but her true nature, she wouldn't act like that, and like the type of person that she is, she would, like, this whole thing would get her brain going and moving, and like she's like me. She notices other details that like other people don't seem to notice, that they overlook, that's helped me dismantle everything that this guy has done, and has aided me throughout this whole investigation. On top of having a sixth sense and good intuitions, and also, fortunately, he's just an idiot and he just leaves out little obvious breadcrumbs for me. And then, we'll just jump back. I'm sorry, this is kind of like a back and forth kind of video. I didn't really have time to prepare for it. But, a lot of the posts, what I think, which, like I said, almost all of them are posts to do with women meeting guys on dating platforms and whatnot. And he just kind of sits there and waits for them to post. And then all of a sudden they find out within seconds, and he just rips them a new asshole. And every time he responds to pretty much every single poster, like every chick that inquires about these dudes, he tries to make them feel so stupid for even inquiring about this. And, half of it, I think he just kind of gets a thrill at making women feel like shit, because a lot of them are probably women that would never, like, even give him a chance. Like, leaving out the whole registry part, he's just, yeah. And he knows it himself. And I think he's just, you hear of those incel dudes, and they're mean to women before they even know them. Like, women that they know they can't get, they just hate them. They'll even, like, hurt them. So it doesn't surprise me that he would just sit there getting a thrill, trying to make women feel stupid for inquiring on whether or not men are safe or not. And I think that's the whole thing, is he's trying to discourage women from inquiring and, kind of hoping they all kind of like act like sheeple and, just do the same thing, become discouraged and not inquire about it. And women still do inquire about it, but like that's the other obvious thing that I noticed too, is like all the responses are the same. So that just tells me he's behind a lot of these accounts that are on these dating platforms that women are talking to, and there's chances are he's gonna go after and he's hacked them too. So I think it's like it's a way for him to not only mess with women but take over their accounts, and take over other people's accounts. I think it's a mix of a bunch of different things as to why he's on and controls this "are we dating the same guy?" And another thing is, I think he's not only, the discouraging part is what I think he's trying to do to get women to do, to try and get them to stop inquiring, but I think he's doing it in hopes that it will, stop women from inquiring about him. Or, or other women, like besides me, other women that know of him or other women that will meet him. He's trying to put a stop to that. So that's why I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not this page was actually created by him to use as a spy page, or it was created by a chick and it pissed him off and he was like, oh no, the damage that could be done, and so he takes over the account. It's kind of either or, but either way, he does it for the same reasons. And if you know a lot of like what I've talked about how he can catfish accounts and make accounts look the same, like he could very well copy an account of someone's actual boyfriend and then take some other account and stage a conversation to make it look like that boyfriend is cheating, or girlfriend. Like he could do it the other way around. Screenshot the photo and then send it to that girlfriend, and he would use that group as a tool, and he probably has. And that's why I'm trying to warn a lot of people, is he's probably not only hurt people, but he's probably broken up a lot of relationships. He's probably broken up friendships doing that. I'm actually getting permission from a few people to make actual accounts online to make it look exactly like theirs. And I'm going to stage conversations and I'm going to show people how easy it is. Now, like, referring to the last video of mine where I showed another fake account I made that looks exactly like mine, but the URL was short. Well, obviously we know we can make the account look exactly like mine. So if you're messaging and you show a screenshot of the messenger and it's just a little bubble, how are you supposed to know unless you're not checking the URL, like the Facebook tag name? Or I guess another way to know, like, let's say that happened, but it didn't actually happen, and the boyfriend or girlfriend is trying to prove to their partner that they didn't cheat. Well, what they would have to do is they'd have to download their Facebook data. It would be a pain in the ass. Or they would have to be able to find both accounts somehow and compare the URLs. But probably downloading, that's a pain in the ass. And like I said, it's just caused, problems between couples. And not a lot of people really know about this, like outside people. So people aren't going to think to check URLs and Facebook data and make sure that that person is behind that account and it's not somebody else controlling the account. It's not some total different account that looks like theirs. And that's why I emphasize about taking screenshots at face value, which people shouldn't take screenshots at face value, especially around me and within Saskatoon, because, I knew he had a lot of accounts hacked, but just being on TikTok and going through Facebook and realizing him like communicating through me through other accounts, he's got a lot more accounts out there hacked than I realized. Like I said before, I think it's a hell of a lot more. Like way more, like a stupid number. And also, if he's hacking through stories and he's hacking people through trusted accounts, through, let's say, a photo, he sends a child's photo that's embedded with malware, you can understand how he's hacking people rapidly and why it makes sense. Anyways, that's it for my "Are we dating the same guy?" rant. I was just trying to remember if I remembered everything, and I'm pretty sure I do. Or I did.